Over the past several months, I have had hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars worth of free products show up at my front door. And this is coming from big name companies that many of you know, such as Pattern by Tracy Ellis Ross, Black Girl Vitamins, Element, and Snappy, to name a few. And I never set out to be an influencer. I am not someone who does product reviews on makeup or hair products, but what I do know is a little thing called alignment and grit. And so I wanted to share in this video how I was able to receive so much free product, both for myself, but also for an event that I recently hosted where I knew that adding these high quality products that were aligned to myself and my brand would add to the experience and the value of the event that the ladies were attending. So, first things first, I think one of the most important things that you need to do when you are trying to get brands to respond to you is one, find brands that are in alignment with you, your values, and how you show up in this world. So, what I mean by that is, what are brands that you already use often and either have already shown in your content or rave about with your friends naturally? Those are some of the brands that you want to make sure that you have on your list of those that you want to reach out to. Another sector of people to consider is brands that you may not have used but admire and have heard really good things about and can naturally speak to how working with them could be mutually beneficial for both you as a creator or you as a consumer or you as an event host, as well as the brand itself. So when I was decided probably back in like September, October of last year that I wanted to have these brands sponsor free products for the welcome bag for the ladies that attended my Black Girl Getaway retreat, I literally had a list of 80. I think I landed around 80, but my goal was to hit 50 to 100 companies that aligned with the mission, the vision, and the values of both myself and my business. So this was, of course, plenty hair care companies, natural hair care companies, natural beauty, like clean makeup and all of that jazz. Many companies where wellness is at the forefront, so that's where Element comes in. They are an electrolyte drink mix company similar to Liquid IV, but have like significantly less sugar in their products. So that was one. There was another company called Taste Salud, and they also had similar drink mixes. The one that they sent us was more so just for rehydration and ensuring that you are getting vitamin C back in you from doing long travel. And speaking of long travel, the retreat was in Thailand, so quite long from the US. And so I had that ready for the ladies once they arrived, the next morning for them to take and enjoy. So these are things to consider. Like if you're doing an event, what would naturally be placed and would make sense in the grand scheme of the activities or the way in which you've marketed that the event would then be able to serve the people attending, right? So first things first, align on mission, values, and vision if you're doing an event. If you are looking to get these products solely for yourself, what are products that you already use? As you can see, hair's a little bit flat today, but it's because it's a fresh wash and go. And so the Tracy Ellis Ross partnership with Pattern, that was actually one where they said no to providing product for my retreat. But they were like, we do have this influencer program where as long as you submit reviews about the products that we send you, we will continue sending hair care products month over month. And best believe at the doorstep, I think sometime middle of last week, they had a new line that came out. It's in the blue bottle. Packaging is stunning. And they had reached out to me later in February and were like, hey, are you open to trying our products, testing it out, and submitting honest reviews? And baby, I'm honest in my reviews. So that's one thing. I think, unfortunately, a lot of times when you go on like Ulta or Sephora and you see a ton of incentivized reviews, oftentimes those do kind of, like boost up the quality of the product reviews. But I've tested, like the first time around, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, let me make sure I hype this thing up. But the second time around, it was with hair care products that were definitely for like 3A, 3B hair. As you can see, we are in the fours with the coils, okay? And so I'm actually really proud of this Wash and Go today. Like the definition, I tried a new method of raking the product through and then using my brush to brush the product through and then doing the finger, what do you call? Finger detangling, if you will, and just to like clip the curls together, and they're doing what they need to do. Nonetheless, with that product that they sent last month, that was definitely much waterier in a way. Like I think it would be great for someone who has like the spirals or doesn't need too much hold, but sis needs a lot of hold in her hair. So this time around they sent me their newest, it's a gel, I forget the name of it, but there's like a curling custard that they sent, there's a gel that they sent, and then it was either like a shampoo or conditioner. I think it was a leave-in conditioner. So now like I'm excited to test those products out this month, write my review, and their stipulations are just that you need to ensure that you submit your reviews by a certain date. There's no expectation that you're giving 5 stars for everything. I did not. I think her products are phenomenal. And I also think that different products are for different hair types. So I've been very honest and it's worked out. I've saved hundreds in the past just 3 months in participating in that program. But imagine if I had just accepted the first no that they gave to not being able to send products for my event. I wouldn't be sitting on 10 plus bottles of pattern that I need to figure out how much I can realistically use at this point. It's giving getaway. It's giving giveaway in the near future, probably to my sisters, to be honest. But if you're watching this and you may want some product, let me know and I may ship some your way as well, because there's no way of using all of this. But yes, first thing, figure out your list. The next thing you need to consider is organizing your outreach and your follow-ups in a spreadsheet. I personally love Notion, and that's how I organized all of my outreach for the retreat that I did. So essentially had like the name, I can't remember off the top of my whatever head. Can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I had like the name, when I reached out, when I followed up, what their email address was, the Instagram handle, because best believe it goes down in the DMs. I have less than 3,000 followers, and mind you, I was not coming at this as like, I'm this big influencer and I want you to send me free product because I got this huge following. Like, no, it was really like from a values standpoint that I reached out, and many of the companies I listed actually started from the DMs. So if you have issues where like once you've organized your spreadsheet and once you've identified the companies and it's time to actually find their contact info, which is the third step, don't get discouraged if you cannot find their email addresses online. Many of the companies that I actually engaged with and got free product from, they had responded to me in the DMs and were like, hey, thanks so much for your interest. Very exciting to hear what you have going on for your retreat. We would love to figure out how we can support. Please reach out to us via email. And that's where like my hard pitch, if you will, came in. I had like a soft pitch that was a lot more concise and DM friendly. And then whenever it came time for email and I got that contact info, that's when I sent like my full pitch deck and all that jazz. So that's the third thing, is to gather contact info, update the contact info in your spreadsheet. You really have to treat this like a business. Like, I think about the reality of the influencer marketing industry as a whole. There are people who have made full-time careers solely off of being able to talk passionately about the things that they enjoy and the things that they value, and having companies literally send them products, also fly them out to places like Mykonos and Brazil. It's a 30 million, sorry, excuse me. It is a 30 billion plus dollar industry, and it's expected to 5x over the next 5 years. And so I say that to say that you don't need to be this massive influencer with this huge following in order to get your piece of the pie. If you know that you could save a couple $100s a quarter by getting free product from Tracy Ellis Ross delivered to your front door, that's, we talking business. Like, it does sound like a lot, like as I talk through these steps, but you really do have an opportunity to either offset your personal finances, offset or your personal spending, offset your business spending with respect to if you run events and retreats and stuff like that. Like, I got hundreds of dollars of free product to give the ladies who attended the event. And it was so beautiful to watch their reactions, like as they opened their welcome bags and being like, hey, I love this product. Like Snappy, there was one of my attendees for the retreat. She loves Snappy to the point that she was like, I want to make a video that you can send them just so that they can show my appreciation and how excited I am that they actually were in that welcome bag. It's stuff like that where it's like, it's a win-win for the business and your attendees and you financially. So you do have to like be serious about this and have a bit of grit and tenacity around knowing what the end goal is and the opportunity on the other side. Remember, $30 billion industry, period. The fourth thing that you then need to do is put together your outreach message. And also, going back to this is business, having a pitch deck if you're going the route of getting product for an event. And I actually did create a pitch deck, and it was beautiful. I loved it. And I had that attached in the email. So your outreach should include, what is your outreach for the DMs? What is your follow-up for the DMs? What is your outreach for email? What is your follow-up for email? And then what is your pitch deck? Those are the 5 components that you should already have ready to go, so that whenever it is game time and you have the list of the companies and you have the list of the contact info, it's literally you're batching, like you're copy pasting the outreach message, you're updating, of course, like update the company name, update anything that may speak to, like for example, for the products that were specifically aligned to Black hair care, that was something that I included in the outreach messages, and I had to change that when it was a company like Black Girl Vitamins or Element, where those were tied to more of like the wellness industry. So you make those necessary updates, but having the template ready to go saves you so much time and energy. So you'll do your outreach a couple days later. I usually did like 3 days after I did the outreach, I followed up, and the funds are really in the follow-up too. Between DMs and follow-ups is probably where I got my green, like, yes, we'd love to work with you. So don't get discouraged if you don't find their email address. Go to the DMs. Don't get discouraged if they don't respond on the first outreach. Follow up. And then from there, you're just responsible for tracking. So tracking when you reached out, when they responded, if they didn't respond, when you followed up, and then whatever their decision was, whether it was yes, no, not right now, yes, well, no, but we have an influencer program that you can be a part of. So that is it in a nutshell. I think that this is definitely something that if you have passion around the products that you are buying on repeat, or if you've seen people raving about a certain product and you're like, hey, I would love to feature it in my event, or I would love to be someone that you can count on to submit reviews for, like, it's truly a win-win for all parties involved. Now, I did actually create a resource for those of you who want everything essentially done for you. I created a resource where you have the pitch deck, the template is all there. You just need to update all of the information that's aligned with you, your business, your goals, your values, your vision, like what it is that is unique to your event. And I also created all of the outreach messages for you as well. The template in Notion for your tracking, everything is there. So if you are interested, I will be sure to link that in the video description for you to take a look. But if you want to, test it out for yourself, that is also free will. Do as you please. But overall, this is a $30 billion industry, and you deserve your piece of the pie. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.